My name is Fred Peterson, and my wife is Dorothy Peterson. We've been married for 62 years. We met at Sunshine Bible Academy in Miller, South Dakota. We graduated from Northwestern in 1964 together.
It was a real change because coming from rural South Dakota to the big city, we had a lot to get used to, riding the buses and walking 7 blocks to our job. We both took to the city. It wasn't really hard, but it was a change.
I had a major in Christian education and sociology.
And I had an elementary education major.
I believe that in the early days of Northwestern, we were given a lot of permission to really discover who we were. The goal there was to try to get every student in the right lane. In time, once I got in my lane, we began ministering and volunteering at what is called Douglas Chapel Affiliation. It was a relationship-based ministry that led to life transformation. We realized that was setting foundational principles for our future ministries, which we had no clue of at that point in time. After Northwestern, we were certified to be public school teachers. We were selected to get a free ride to graduate school in Philadelphia. And that allowed me to focus on special education. That led us to serve as a special education teacher in the Robbinsdale School District. I saw the emptiness of the students. They didn't feel valuable. They didn't feel capable. They didn't feel worthwhile. They felt very alone. Stacy walks into the room rubbing her arm, and I said, "What happened?" My mom beat me with a jump rope, and she was very sad. Bob started sobbing at my desk. I put my arm around him. "What's wrong?" "I believe my drug use is out of control." But then there was Kevin, who waved his arm at the end of the class and said, "It's going to be great, Mr. Peterson. I'm going to a kegger." And as he walked out the classroom, I said, "Don't go to the kegger. Let's go bowling. Call me." But the next Monday morning, when I came to the classroom, the principal was standing at my door. He was there with the sad news. Kevin, staggering on the county road, 3 cars ran over him, and he's no longer with us. After Kevin's death, I went home and told Dorothy it was time for a faith leap. And that was the beginning of Treehouse.
It was a little scary, but I was fully in support of it.
I had a treehouse when I was a kid. And when I went up to my treehouse, that was my safe place. And that was the idea that we needed to create a safe place where kids could be who they were. To see lives transformed by the renewing of their minds and by supporting them on that journey, to know that they were capable, valuable, worthwhile, and not alone. And all those needs can only be met in a relationship with Jesus Christ. We can't change anybody's life, but we can set the table, and that's all God calls us to do. Now today, from 8 treehouse facilities, there are 80 treehouses across the nation, 37 in Minnesota. Treehouses have been planted all over the place and growing. After handing off Treehouse, I wanted to continue in ministry. And God says, "Well, what are you good at?" I like to set people free. Prison Fellowship called and asked if I would be one of the 2 volunteers that would lead the programming at Lino Lakes Prison on Wednesday night. When we started meeting with those felons, we were training the small group to go to the large group. There were prayer requests, and the hand went up. "My release date is in 20 days, and I don't want to leave prison. I don't have anybody to meet me at the gate. I don't want to go back to my drugs. I don't want to go back to my gangs. I have no place to sleep, and the $100 gate money ain't going to get me very far." I said, "We got to do something about this." Freedom Works was born. Today, Freedom Works has a whole city block where there are 200 beds housing felons coming out of prison, dealing with addiction, and coming to know Jesus. As we look back in our lives and see the different places God has called us to minister, there's a common thread. Every time we said yes, God did the rest.
Being a life partner to an entrepreneur is a challenge sometimes, but I believe everyone has their own gift. I think that gift is just being able to be supportive, to work behind the scenes.
What I would say to students at Northwestern is spend time finding out who you are and invest in that and be okay with that and have a passion for sharing the love of Jesus, because that's what we're called to do. Northwestern paved a way for us to put wheels under that thread, that vision, and it has become our life's purpose statement. It's to minister the love of Jesus to the least, the last, and the lost. And we hope to do that until God calls us home.